BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap will get you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.com.
Welcome to Rice TVX and the latest episode of the Rice Crypto Show. Today, I am joined by author and fellow content creator Paul Democritou from the YouTube channel The Crypto Factor. We recently made appearances together on Bitboy cryptos around the blockchain, and he invited me on his channel last week for an interview. I will include links down below and above for that conversation, and I definitely encourage you to check that one out. Before we get into it, make sure you visit ricecrypto.crypto and sign up for my mailing list so you never miss an update or new Rice TVX content. Plus, you can find my social media links, contact information, get Rice TVX merch coming soon via the shop, and more. If this is your first time ever watching any of my videos, check out and explore my channels. Make sure you subscribe to Rice TVX and Rice TVX2. Both can be found on YouTube. And hit the notification bell to get alerted to new videos. Also, you can follow me on Odyssey and Library, where I have my full catalog of videos plus extra content. And you can also find Rice TVX on BitChute. If you want to support Rice TVX and what I do directly, I have my PayPal, Cash App, plus my cryptocurrency addresses via my Cointree link below in the video description. You can also join my Patreon channel, where you will get early access to some of my videos, exclusive content, and more, with 4 different levels of membership, all offering something different. If you are looking to purchase and invest in precious metals, gold and silver are both good safe haven assets to hedge against the financial collapse we are experiencing. Check out Money Metals Exchange. I partnered up with them and you can get a free ½ ounce of silver. Visit moneymetals.com, be a first-time buyer, purchase a minimum of $100, and use the promo code RICE. You get a free ½ ounce of silver, and it's another way to support the channel. I will include links down below for everything I just mentioned, as well as everything I talk about on today's show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me on today's show is fellow content creator. He is an author of the book called The Crypto Factor. He is also an expert in sales and marketing. He is the co-founder of Bitbulls.io, which is an NFT metaverse game, which we'll be talking about. And he's also the co-creator of Mentables NFT Sellers University. Today, I am joined by Paul Democritou. Again, he is with the channel, The Crypto Factor. Paul, appreciate you coming on the show today. How's it going, my friend?
How you doing, man? Thank you for having me on. Things are going great. Things are moving fast. And yeah, it's exciting times. Exciting times.
Definitely. And I'm really looking forward to the conversation. And before we get started, I do want to let people know that you had me on your channel last week. We're recording this on the 10th of February. I'm not sure if I'm going to be releasing it this coming Saturday or Monday, but I will have links down below for the appearance that I made over on Paul's channel, The Crypto Factor. And I've also I reposted it on my Odyssey and Library channel. So if you guys are over there, or if you're a patron on my Patreon channel, it's already posted up there as well. And I did share it in a community post. So make sure you're checking out that interview. But I'm definitely looking forward to kind of reversing the roles and me getting to interview you this time. So definitely looking forward to it, my friend.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, I was excited all week. Rice TVX, baby.
Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate. And yeah, so for people that are unfamiliar, me and you connected from making multiple appearances together over on Bitboy cryptos around the blockchain, which happens every Monday through Friday at 5:00 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm generally on every Friday, and we were on last Friday together. So
yeah, he's the guy that keeps on beating me.
Well, it's because I'm really good at like interjecting and adding in my extra 2 Satoshis. And they really they want us to do that, which sometimes I feel like I'm disrespecting the other guests, but
no problem. I like listening anyway. I learned a lot on that from you on Around the Blockchain, and then our interview as well. It was a really cool interview. So yeah, it's awesome stuff.
And the reason I like talking to you is because we have a lot of similarities, I can tell, in a lot of our viewpoints, but a lot of different
Our looks
as well.
extremely good looking, of course. We have the charm of the good looks. You know, women die for us. I mean,
We aged well. We definitely
yeah.
did. in our midlife age that we're at now. And as we get later in the interview, after we talk about your work in the crypto space and all that, we'll kind of talk about some of the things you did before, because one of the things that we do share in common is that we both are musicians. We both have put out music. So I kind of like to get into that side of things. But before we do you mind kind of giving a little background on to, as to like who you are for people who are unfamiliar with the Crypto Factor, the YouTube channel, and who you
Right.
are as an individual?
All right, cool. So my name is Paul. As I said, I'm the host and creator of the Crypto Factor YouTube channel. Now it's all based on the book. Now, a few things about me. I've been in sales, marketing, and consumer psychology for over 25 years. I actually started the timeshare industry. Long story short, I've been studying sales science. And the Crypto Factor is actually a YouTube channel based on my book, The Crypto Factor. So in 2017, I wanted to get into crypto. I wanted to get into the business. Started working as a cold called myself and started working as a CMO in a cryptocurrency company up in Poland. But I wanted a way to get into crypto to open up, if you will. And what I did was I started writing a book called The Crypto Factor, interviewing the most successful people and pioneers in crypto, compiling them in a book, their mindset, and then finding the similarities. So the Crypto Factor book, which I have a copy right here, obviously, right here, this was the actual book. This is a big book. You could do some damage with this book.
Hold on one second, man. While I want to let you go ahead. I'm going to full screen you so everybody can see it.
Look at that. Boom. We got the forward by Joel Comm, Blaze
Joel Comm from Bad Crypto. Just got to give a shout out to Joel Comm. Yeah, and also his other half, Mr. Travis Wright, as well.
Yes, Travis Wright as well. And then I got people like Andreas Antonopoulos, John McAfee, Roger Ver, Tone Vays, just a whole bunch of people, just the chart guys, Dan from the chart guys, and a whole bunch of people contributing to this book and finding the similarities of success to help people emulate and succeed on their journey, not just in crypto, but their mindset. So yeah, that's the Crypto Factor book, and I kept on working as an advisor, CMO positions for cryptocurrency companies. I wrote a couple more books, the Crypto Marketing Playbook, the Crypto Marketing Essentials, a whole bunch of them I might not be able to remember right now. And just...
Well, I got the link to your books on your website, which is cryptofactor.net, and everything that we're talking about is going to be linked down below, including your YouTube channel, your Twitter, and Bitbulls, which we'll be talking about.
And you're in Crypto Factor Part 2 right there. The one that's the blue one that's coming. You're actually in there, Rice TV.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. You mentioned that I may be a part of that, so I'm definitely honored, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
So when the first book, did that come out before you did the YouTube channel, or was it kind of simultaneous? Did it come from the YouTube?
The first book I ever wrote was actually Success IAO, Improvise, Adapt, Overcome. That came in 2016 when I was fighting cancer for the first time. So the first time I was doing different work. I was doing sales seminars, podiums, but also in the entertainment industry. And then in 2016, I got diagnosed with aggressive non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And after getting a lung embolism and everything, I was rounded up in hospital, and they found the cancer. And essentially, I knew that I was going to be destroyed. It wasn't the first time I was going to go bankrupt. I knew business was not going to happen. So I tried to recreate myself online. I wrote my first book, Success IAO. And I wrote this so that I can recreate myself online, so I don't have to start from zero in a year or two when I bounce back, if I make it, or to leave something behind in case I didn't make it.
Right.
So it's an entrepreneurship book with my story about cancer as well, to inspire people. I wrote that book, and then soon after I wrote a book with I'm kind of a mentor of mine, somebody I really looked up to as a kid. His name is Ben Gay III. He was with Napoleon Hill and Zig Ziglar. I reached out to him. And I said, one day I would really love to write a book with you. Now, little did I know he was watching my videos on my first YouTube channel. It was just my name, Paul Democritou. And he liked my stuff, and he's like, "Why won't you? Would you like to write the Closers Part 3 with me?" And that's when I wrote the Closers Part 3. But I remember back then when I was doing chemotherapy, bone marrow transplants, getting injected in my spine, that went wrong. I had to stay in bed for 19 days, couldn't get up. I couldn't write. I had to record most of my book and give it to my editor. So I was on a mission to get that book out, the first book. And then I guess that drive and ambition really hit Ben. And then, we did some business together after that and wrote the book, The Closers Part 3.
Now, I'm not familiar with this gentleman, but his name is Ben Gay, and he's the third.
Ben Gay the third.
So there's two other Ben Gays before him.
Apparently, so yes. So
that's 3 times Ben Gay.
There's also they used to make fun of him with the he used to do speeches and come out and say, "Hi, I'm Ben Gay, not the ointment," because I came out after as well.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he was with he was like the person behind Macy's. He was behind the first sales 1-800 number. He's a pretty big story. He had they hired Napoleon Hill for him to mentor him. He was friends with Zig Ziglar. They went Holiday Magic, Macy's, stuff like that. It's pretty big. He's a living legend. He's still alive. Pretty cool guy. I learned a lot from him. Amazing books, by the way. The Closers Part 1, 2, obviously number 3. Amazing books.
Okay. But now you really, to go back to what I was asking was, the Crypto Factor, the first book of this series.
Right.
Did you start the book before you started your YouTube channel, or did the YouTube channel come first?
So I started the book while I had my first YouTube channel, and initially I had videos on that channel. Then decided to split the channel, take the videos down from my prior channel and put them up on the Crypto Factor, just to have them separated. Now, the reason I did that was quite a few reasons. Number one, it was just better because it was more targeted, right? Number two, they were taking down a lot of channels with crypto back then. So I got a bit scared. And 3, I'm like, why don't I just create a funnel and sell my book through a YouTube channel? So I just put the books on there. I put the interviews on there. I wasn't going to do anything else with it. Just interviews only. And that's it.
Okay. That's cool. So now, if somebody wants to get the book, I'm assuming it's available through the website at the shop?
Sure, it's available on the website. It's available on Amazon, Kindle, Apple, Barnes and Noble, different places around. I think it recently got into what not Woolworths, that's English. What's that famous chain in America with that has it's actually pretty big. It's actually, anyway, I can't remember the name right now.
What do they sell?
They sell, I guess they sell everything.
Walmart?
Walmart. That's recently on Walmart.
Okay. Oh, so you can buy the book on Walmart.com?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I recently saw that in the search. So.
And that is that something available in the United States or worldwide, internationally?
I don't know. I really didn't look into it anymore.
Okay.
I saw a couple
no, that's cool. I was just curious. Is the book directly through you, or is it going through Amazon?
Both. I have some of them are through me, some of them are from Amazon. I can't remember how I set up the website, to be quite honest with you.
It's all good.
I did have a landing page as well that went through me, but I sometimes it's just so much work. I just want to just go through Amazon. The reason I actually bought the book was not to actually sell the book. That wasn't my intention. It was mostly to make an impact and get into the cryptocurrency space. It was a marketing play, in all honesty.
Okay. That's a smart marketing play.
Credibility by association.
I've been toying with the idea of writing a book or some books. Just time is always a factor. Told you, once I am able to get some help, hopefully it'll alleviate some time and I'll be able to look into doing projects like that, which would be really cool.
Well, here's an easy way. It's a fun fact. You interview a bunch of people, put them up on YouTube or keep the recordings, give them to an editor, let them edit down the book, and then find the similarities, and you have yourself your book.
That's an easy way of doing it.
That was the whole plan with that book.
Okay.
I'm doing the same with entrepreneurs, by the way, like Patrick Bet-David, Evan Carmichael, people like that. I'm doing the same thing outside cryptocurrency. I'm doing the same thing. So.
Okay. Cool. Good to know. All right. Now the YouTube channel, what is the overall focus. I mean, you're trying to educate and empower others. If people are unfamiliar with the Crypto Factory YouTube channel and they're coming there, what kind of content can they expect to get?
So you get daily videos, 60-second videos that get straight to the point. I know there's a lot of technical analysis videos out there. A lot of people don't have the time to watch all that. I try to get straight to the point, answer questions straight to the point with 60-second videos. Of course, we do some reviews, and of course, we do interviews and talks on the channel. And we do a lot of live streams. We did impromptu live streams, but we also did live streams, weekly live streams every Sunday. 7 o'clock EET time, where we just answer any questions in the chat, just any question at all. AMA, the real way, just get into it and answer those questions. And yeah, it's just a fun thing to do. And again, it was the reason I started doing videos was actually a funny story.
Okay.
I got pissed off at the CEO, which became a friend, the CEO of Exodus.io wallet.
Nice.
And I actually have the interview on the channel as well, on my channel after I grew it.
Yeah, he's been on my channel before too.
He's amazing. And what happened is Exodus reached out to me and offered me a position as a vice marketing director. So after I went through the first interviews, right, I was interviewed finally, and it was like he loved me. He wanted me. He admitted he learned stuff on that interview, on that call. I think we had one more after that, but did not give me the job. I'm like, well, what did you want to see? He's like, I wanted to see you at least have a YouTube channel with 100,000 people. Now, I was managing Tone Vays' YouTube channel back then, and it kind of got to me. Anyway, we were supposed to do a project together instead, and it didn't go through for some reason, and then we were going to do something else, and we still talk to this day. But I got pissed off, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to build my own YouTube channel now. Okay. And I just started doing my YouTube channel, and before I knew it, it blew up, and before I knew it, I realized that I love it more than everything else I was doing, so I just continued.
So you used to manage Tone Vays' YouTube channel?
Yeah, I used to help with the CEO, SEO, and the videos and stuff like that. And we did I did some editing for him as well on with the poker things and stuff like that. Yeah.
Very cool. That's kind of what I'm looking. I know that you've got a lot going on, but that's kind of what I'm looking for with some help with the channel, and in addition to a few other things. Was that when he was working with Leah Wald?
Yes, Leah Wald was on his stream still back then.
Okay, and then I'm drawing a blank on the gentleman's name who passed away.
Oh, the hyperwave theory. That was
hyperwave.
Tyler Jenkins.
Tyler Jenkins. I was thinking Jinx. I was thinking Jinx was coming up, but
yeah. So maybe I'm getting the right name wrong, but that was a bit after. I was a bit after him.
Okay. I was just curious. I was just getting a timeline. That's kind of cool to know, though. Tone's a really cool dude.
Yeah, it's really cool. I met him in Greece, and we went out and became friends, and he helped me out a lot. I learned a lot from him, so it was pretty cool.
He's supposed to be coming on the channel soon. I mean, he's agreed. It's just we have kept having conflicts with scheduling because of him traveling so much.
Yeah,
and he was supposed
to be travel.
Yeah, well, he told me in Miami that he was going to be stationary for February, but he's in Texas for a Bitcoin mining conference.
Yeah.
I was invited to go to the conference, but it was short notice, and I'm also burned out on traveling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He invited me to come out to Unconfiscatable early March, and I got a place to stay. I'm just still contemplating, do I want to travel? Because I know I'm going to also be going to Miami early April for Bitcoin 2022 and Shitcoin Conference 22 as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you know Ken Bozak is, but he's kind of he's behind Shitcoin.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they wanted him and a few others wanted to have a conference, trolling Bitcoin conference, specifically because it's so Bitcoin maxi. Like there's a company that paid for booth space there that is they're called Hedge. hedge.io,
Mhm.
gethedge.io, I believe is the website, or .com. I've interviewed David Schwartz. He's with Litecoin Foundation a couple times, but they had a booth there. And
Mhm.
what they do is they offer to take payroll or direct deposits and convert all or a portion of that into cryptocurrencies. And right now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin.
Right.
They couldn't advertise Ethereum and Litecoin. They could only talk about Bitcoin, like on the
Yeah.
visuals, anything that you would have saw visually for the booth. They're paying for the booth space.
Mhm.
It's a Bitcoin Maxi conference, but they got Tony Hawk there who's talking about NFTs on Ethereum blockchain, which I thought was a little hypocritical.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think the world. I think Bitcoin maxis have their place, and non-Bitcoin maxis have their place. I love everyone. I
and
think everyone.
that's what Ken was trying to do, and the rest of the crew behind the conference was offer something that was more of an altcoin conference that
Right.
wasn't specifically centered on Bitcoin and Bitcoin maximalism. So
Right.
it's a good troll move. The name is just kind of abrasive.
What's the name?
The conference is called Shitcoin 2022. Last year it was Shitcoin 2021, like
That's
Bitcoin.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and
That's hilarious.
it's in Miami. It's same location, crossover dates were like a day or two is the same for both events. So it's like it gives people to come out there a little bit early. And last year was the first year, and it was actually a fairly successful event. And Tone Vays came and spoke at Shitcoin 2021.
Well, Tone Vays has a sense of humor. I love Tone.
Well, he calls himself now. He doesn't call himself a Bitcoin maximalist. I think he calls himself a shitcoin
Shitcoin
minimalist.
minimalist. You
Yeah,
know, want to know a funny story? I think the first time that Tone Vays heard the phrase shitcoin minimalist, I told him while we were talking in a meeting. I remember him smiling. And soon after that, shitcoin minimalist, the thing came out, which was
yeah,
pretty cool. He's actually very smart. He just grabs onto ideas and makes it something. It makes something. Do you know what I mean?
no, he's incredibly smart, man.
Yeah.
He's got an interesting background from being
Yeah.
an immigrant, being a teacher because he worked as a teacher for a little while.
Yeah.
Then he worked on Wall Street, working for Bear Stearns and
Yeah.
J.P. Morgan, I think,
Yeah. I think
or
it was
it
JP
was
Morgan.
Goldman Sachs. It was one of the two.
I can't remember, but I have
Yeah.
him on my channel talking about that. It's also in the Crypto Factor Part 1 talking about that stuff.
And then he's been very, especially over the past several months, maybe even years, been very, very outspoken about things that are happening politically,
Yes.
regarding
Yeah.
travel, regarding all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And so,
Which is, I respect that. I might not agree with everything, but I respect that.
yeah, no, I respect people that want to stand up and speak out, even if it's against the grain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I do realize that a lot of stuff was actually correct. So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, he's an interesting dude. So I look forward to having him on the show. It's just a
He's
cool
amazing.
little side note there to learn about, because I mean we're still kind of at the same time getting to know each other. So okay, so now we talked about the books, we talked about your YouTube channel. You were telling me you're the co-creator of Mentables NFT Sellers University, and I
Yeah.
did do it's been a while and I need to get him back on the show, but I did an interview with somebody over at Mentables. I can't remember the guy's name offhand. He lives in Singapore or Thailand. We talked about this last time.
You're talking about the CEO.
CEO. Yeah, I thought he was one of the co-founders or the founder.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
His name is drawing a blank. I'm drawing a blank. I think.
Burks. Wait, see, I'm on an interview right now. I know his name. I'm talking to him all the time, and now my head's just stopped.
Yeah, it's like I'm just drawing a blank. He must be using some sort of secret technology to make people not be able.
Ridiculous. I talk to him all the time. This is ridiculous. I can't believe it.
I almost feel like I have to look up the video now.
I have Zach Burks, man. Come on.
Zach Burks.
I mean,
Zach Burks. We are sorry, Zach Burks.
Zach, I'm sorry, man. We have a meeting like on Monday morning as well. We were talking 2 days ago as well, and see,
it's all good. Well, so you're the co-creator of the Mentables NFT Sellers University. So if anybody wants to go to the Mentables website,
right
at the very bottom, if I'm not mistaken, is where people can look at. So if you're interested in learning about NFT selling and stuff like that, this is a really good course that you could check out. And then the other thing I was leading into was that you are the co-founder of Bitbulls with a Z
Yeah.
.io. It's an NFT metaverse game. You talked to me about it last week, and it seems like a really, really cool project. I really like this idea, and I definitely would like to help you with marketing as you guys are getting closer with launching and
Awesome.
everything. But let's talk a little bit about this project because
Yeah.
somebody by the name of Charlie Ward, who's a content creator, QTuber, pushing out a lot of hopium. Me and him having an issue, and he nicknamed me the American Pitbull, talking about me to somebody else in an interview about me, about
Okay.
how I wouldn't let off on what we were talking about, the subject matter that we were having a disagreement on. I just would not let off, like a pit bull when it bites into something and it gets that lockjaw, and
Yeah.
it just won't. So he called me the American pit bull, and then it took me a minute, but I'm like, pit bulls, dogs, are these pit bulls?
Yeah.
And yeah, I got really excited about it. So let's talk about Bitbulls, man.
So yeah, man, Bitbulls is an NFT metaverse game built with Unreal Engine, and the story is pretty hilarious because on my live streams, I used to have a series called Straight from the Doge Park. So I have a pit bull, and I always used to joke there's a bit bull, right? Because he loves Bitcoin and he's bullish and he's a pit bull. So we did a little thing and I had little graphics for him and everything. And he used to always jump into the camera or, from the Doge Park, something used to happen on the live stream. It was actually everyone loved him. Everyone loved Diaz. So, fun fact, he actually peed on my new carpet on one of my first interviews on the Crypto Factor on camera. So it's actually pretty hilarious with
You can
with
see it on. You can see it
Go
on.
Crypto. You can hear me looking at it and getting trying to discreet about it. And
You can hear him peeing, and you can see.
I
And you
think
can
if you put
see
the
him.
volume up, no, you can't see him, but you can hear it, and you can see like Go Crypto being like,
How cute.
but it's actually pretty hilarious. But so I had him, and people were talking about it, and meanwhile, I had a friend I didn't see for a while that had he was in the music business, but he was into gaming, and he wanted to get his company onto the blockchain. So we initially went over to talk about that, and he had a couple of games. I'm like, hey, let me show you something. Let me give you an idea. And I gave him the idea for the Bitbulls NFT game, but he took the idea from here and made it into that. Right. And then as he did that, I started getting ideas for marketing. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Let's do this, and that. Maybe I can tell you a few things that's coming right now. For example, I would say, let's do a YouTube channel where all the news is actually presented by a Bitbull. Right. So it's like, let's do Twitter as a Bitbull talking. Let's do, and then he's like, okay, and then he's like, I'm like, how about a TikToker? How about making a Bitbull TikToker? So the guy is like doing motion capture and stuff like that. So we're making a TikToker where there's a Bitbull, reporting the news and talking about stuff and and then so he's giving things, he's giving ideas, ways of actually making. I'm actually doing the voice for the TikToker as well. He's like pitching it up, and it's actually a lot of fun.
Well, this little short you created, it's pretty cool because it shows a little bit some of that motion capture.
Yeah,
and
a little
the
bit. I
dog
don't have the
behind
full
you.
costume on, but yeah, right there, I did a little short for that. And but it's exciting because he actually built out everything you see in the video is actually built out. You can walk around that town and stuff like that. It's gonna be like if you've seen what is it, Grand Theft Auto like sort of game without the violence, but people can rent the shops and sell alcohol and buy advertising in there and build stuff in there.
Okay.
And believe me, this guy is actually very talented. He can put up together things really fast. So basically, this is what we're creating, and it's not out yet because we keep on creating the back end and the game and the metaverse and getting everything ready. So we keep on pushing back the date and marketing for it. and now it's got to a point where, okay, look, we've got more ready in our roadmap than people can possibly understand that this thing can just come out like this. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm
I mean,
truly
the
excited.
animation on this little commercial graphic or promo is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's a cool idea. So I mean, they're going to be 3D avatars, 10,000 male
Right.
unique 3D avatars that are going to be NFTs. They're going to be on the Ethereum blockchain. Why did you choose to use Ethereum? Because we talked about this
Right.
off camera when we talked last time, and I think it's people should hear this explanation of why is
For a few
Bitbulls
reasons.
on Ethereum and not on a blockchain with cheaper fees like Binance Smart Chain
Right.
or the ever crashing
Solana.
Solana.
So you could. So for a few reasons, right? The first reason is this: most people are there on the Ethereum blockchain, right? Most NFTs are there. The big buyers are there. Now, that said, yes, other companies are taking market share, but when you have low fees, there's two problems with it. The good thing is people can buy cheap. The bad thing is people can sell for cheap. So you get a lot more people buying to sell and flip, while people on the Ethereum blockchain are buying to hold. They're more of a long-term investor type. And I think they're more serious investors. While I think people on, right now at least, on other blockchains, they're more of flippers. So it being cheap to transact and everything is actually a curse in disguise. Plus, we love the Ethereum blockchain. Now, we could always do something on Polygon later on. Now, right now, if you want to do something on Polygon, it's confusing as I don't want to say the word. We could do it, but you have to sit there explaining to everybody how and what to do and stuff like that.
Right. You have to do like a
This is a killer.
tutorial video, and it's like
It's a killer.
Yeah.
It's a killer. So why? If people, this is going to be worth something. We put a lot of work to it. We have a lot of things coming out. We have a lot of little statues coming out in shops and stuff like that. It's play to earn. You can do tournaments and win stuff. We have in-game currency. So we are giving a lot, and the fees are going to be worth it. And we don't want people just to buy and flip. And this is a long-term project for us. We want to make this happen. So Ethereum it is.
Okay. No, it makes sense. And I like that the way that you explain it, it makes sense because, it also, because there are a lot of people out there that just really are destroying projects by just dumping on them as well. So, and that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
So you mentioned in-game currencies and play to earn.
That comes there.
We have NFTs, but so you're going to be having token or tokens that are going to be involved with the project.
So there's going to be a token for Bitbulls. There's going to be a token for the other games because we do have other ready-made games. We actually work with NVIDIA. We do testing for NVIDIA. We do different things. This company's been out since 2014. But also we have we're thinking about, well, not thinking about, we're planning to, would be the correct term, make company cryptocurrency as well. So this can all interact between each other, and you can imagine the possibilities there.
Papadopoulos sounds like the most common name I've ever heard.
He's doxed. You can find him. I'm doxed right there.
Actually, Alex and Constantine, is there a relationship, or is
sorry?
Is Alex and Constantine related in any fashion? Family?
Yeah, they're brothers.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was that common of a name that there were two individuals.
No, they're actually brothers. Gail Seymour, if you go up, is actually my editor that also wrote my books, that edits my books and ghostwrites certain parts of my books as well.
Okay.
So she's in the team as well. And his brother's actually a very talented artist. He's got a comic book out. This is just so much, man. First of all, one of our I'm gonna say something here. I'm gonna dox this for you because I'm really happy I'm on your channel.
Well, thank you.
There's a music video coming out from an international artist that typically gets 80 million to 100 million views on his YouTube videos when they come out, his music, which at the end of the music video, this is all 3D. We actually did the 3D for the animation and everything for the music video. But right at the end, there's a little, what do you call them? Little Easter egg where the artist becomes a Bitbull in the metaverse, and then there's another music video that's coming out after that. This is on international TV. It's going to be like, this is mainstream TV, by the way, where it's all going to be animated in graphics with Bitbulls. So it's going to be a Bitbull in the
So he's going
metaverse.
to do like one video that at the end he kind of turns into a
Yeah.
Bitbull. Then the next video is going to be like a
His next
continuation of that story where he's actually in the
everything's
metaverse.
going to be in the metaverse. So
Very cool.
what we're doing in that is just like, obviously to get the links back and everything, but that's pretty cool news for the
Now,
the
when
people
is this happening?
very soon. With the video is already, I can't say more than that, but it's going to happen pretty soon. I'm actually comfortable enough to say that it's coming, so that I'm not worried about people doing it before me.
Now, if people are interested in the project, obviously at the very top of the website, on the top left-hand side, there are social media links for Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and then contact, I'm assuming.
Right.
I'm assuming the best way to right now stay up to date with what's going on aside from the website would be the Twitter account for Bitbulls.
Yes, but
is there a Bitbull Twitter account?
There is.
Okay.
But Alex is keen on getting people on Discord for his own reasons, for his own surprises. But I'm keen on getting people on YouTube, so I can blow your mind on YouTube pretty soon.
Well, I didn't. Did I see a Discord link?
There is one at the top of the website.
Right here. Join us on Discord. It's very big, huge button.
Yeah, like you're not showing.
Where everything else is really small.
Yeah.
And the Discord is really huge. Yeah.
There's a reason why.
I can tell.
Because Alex wants to get people, so he's making everything else small. So because we're doing different types of marketing for Discord and different for YouTube. Let's put it, and Twitter's kind of like the in between where it's going to be sending people to either. So.
Okay. Cool, man. I really love these graphics. I think
there's a lot of work and love going into those graphics.
Really cool stuff. Because I see so many different projects coming out where there just really isn't like any thought to the design. These dogs, they look different from each other. Like a lot of these other projects have the same template, with just like minor changes and stuff. I can see they're standing in the same position, which is fine. But I really like this idea of like what you guys are doing. And one of the things that you said on your Twitter account is that you're a Marvel fan. And I keep seeing Wolverine passing by here.
Right.
I love that.
So here's a fun fact. Everything you see, whether it's a game, whether it's the art, whether it's the generator to actually get these out, it's all in-house. Every single thing is in-house. Nothing borrowed, nothing whatsoever. Every single thing, every single detail is in-house. Even the generator. We built our own generator for this.
Well, I gotta say, man, like I said, I definitely want to help with the project, and we're gonna have to figure out a way to have an American Bitbull that's got a mohawk and some tattoos that match my tattoos, and have a version of me in this game. I think that would be really cool.
Chris, I'll give you a surprise, man. It's already in the making.
Oh,
I actually wanted to surprise you with it, but I got a few people already. Already being, I'm not going to say who else, but I got a few people
based off a conversation that you did that we had earlier. Is there one that has facial hair above the lip, below the nose?
Yes, there's one being made that has extreme facial hair in that specific position.
Okay. I didn't want to say what it was because that kind of gives away the whole thing. But if people want to read between the lines, you'll get it.
We're gonna do some nice little giveaways for influencers, and whoever wants to use them, they can. Whoever doesn't, they don't have to. We're gonna make them because we love making them and love getting them out there.
So the let's say I own the Wolverine Bitbull.
Right.
What in the metaverse will I be able to interact as the Wolverine Bitbull, or how does that work?
Yes, that's the exact plan, and it will also give you access to certain things and so on.
Okay, and then you'll also be able to add accessories, I'm assuming, and all that kind of stuff to each one of these, customize them, and people can have more than one NFT avatar and play with multiple characters in separate games.
Those are a little bit. That's a bit of detail that I wish Alex was on this call to like get into it a little bit more. But yeah,
Okay.
the plan is so to be able to do that. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what I would like to do.
There'll be a lot of things. There'll be guests from a game or an NFT that you won't expect that you're gonna see, and there is like a little Easter egg right now. Probably nobody has seen it, but there's a project out there which has to do with a fight club. That if you look at the video and you look at the actual fight, you'll see an Easter egg behind the fighters, and maybe that'll give you a clue of who was involved with that, and then maybe that'll give you a clue. And I'm not supposed to say anything, but it's there.
Okay.
Well, if everyone wants to search and look, they can.
What I would like to do, if you're game for it, is as it's getting closer to the time of launch, let's do an interview with whoever else you want to bring on. Alex.
I'll bring on Alex as well.
Maybe me, you, and Alex can do a conversation and kind of get a little bit more in depth on some of these questions, because between now and then, I'm sure I'll have a chance to get like an inside peek at some things and all that good stuff.
Well, I know you're going to discover stuff. I'm going to have to tell you not to say it on camera because it's meant for later on, but we figured no one's going to figure them out because they have to see different things to start being led there. I'm all about giving messages and stuff, by the way.
Okay. Well, I'm
before Alex Becker. I did it before Alex Becker, and I have proof on that as well.
Well, did you do it before Marvel?
Oh, I wouldn't know if I did it before Marvel.
Because Marvel has been doing the Easter egg thing for quite some time. At the end of every single Marvel movie, the credits, there's always something, and then there's things throughout the films. So I didn't know if like that was like you kind of paying homage to Marvel as a fan, because I know again you're a huge Marvel fan apparently.
No. When was the date? When was the date that they started doing this? And I'll tell you. I started doing it in 2014 or something, maybe 12. I have to check. We can find out that later.
Iron Man movie, say maybe sounds like it. And Iron Man, I think.
So the first time I put like a hidden message, not really an Easter egg, but a hidden message that was supposed to be an Easter egg later on, was in a music video I did. But I can't remember the date I released that.
Iron Man was 2008. I want to say maybe
they did it before. So they did it before.
Okay,
they definitely did it before. But I wasn't aware. I watched Iron Man a lot after it came out, and fell in love with Marvel even more after I figured out how good these movies were. I also love DC. It's just that you can't fit everything in on. But I'm a Marvel fan. Yeah, I have. It's really.
I'm the same way. I mean, like I grew up as a Marvel fan. There's certain characters and certain things about DC I like, but overall, I like the Marvel universe better than I like the DC universe.
Yeah. I used to dress up like Spider-Man when I was a kid and pretend to climb everywhere. I had a suit. And I used to take string and make webs all over my room, like tying strings everywhere and trying to get in and trying to like open the door with different levers.
That's hilarious, man.
Yeah, and then now because I'm pretty big, back then I was kind of smaller.
Yeah, you would look like a weird looking Spider-Man now.
My sister keeps on threatening she'll put out pictures of me on the internet with that costume on.
Well, if your sister happens to be watching this, my email and contact information is below in the video description.
Look, the original Bitbull just came in to say hi.
He's not so far. He's not on camera.
He's right here. Sorry,
I can't see him.
Dia, pano,
puppy doggy.
He's like, last time you brought me up, you did some. I never. There you go. Wait. Oh, you fell. Okay. Here, wait. Let me give him some puppy. Let me give him a reason to come up here. Wait.
Yeah, let's do that.
So this is the original Bitbull. This is what the game was based on, the graphics and everything. Right? Are you ready? All right, wait. Here.
Is he getting royalties? Is he getting any sort of kickback from inspiration?
Yeah. There he is.
There he is.
Do it again.
What's his name?
Via.
Via?
Yeah.
with the TH or V?
DIAZ.
D.
Yeah.
D.
There you go. So that's him.
Yeah, because the correct pronunciation of your name, if I remember,
Zeus
is
in Greek.
Democritou.
Yeah, Democritou.
Democritou.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Greek.
So,
So,
now he's being interviewed. Dia, what do you think? What is it like being a star of? He's all excited.
Did you give him some snacks up there, and he thinks
I
there's more?
did, and now he's going. Now he's just like going nuts. He's usually
He's
a lot
like,
more
where?
obedient.
I need more. Give me more.
He's
Feed
actually
me.
very well trained. He's actually extremely well trained. Like you'd be surprised. Wait, let me show you. Let me try and that's it.
And if you're watching this and you like dogs and you haven't smashed that like button, smash the like button for the puppy.
Mila.
For the Bitbull.
Mila.
Bitbull 0.0.
Mila speak, but he's trying to do it silently.
That's funny.
Yeah,
it's a really beautiful dog, though.
Went over his head and everything. So yeah, let me just throw some treats to his mother. She can take care of him.
Now I know you're not. I know you don't do a lot of like TA and price kind of talk and action on your channel,
True.
but what are your thoughts when it comes to cryptocurrency for the year of 2022? More right now in the short term over the next few months,
right,
and then beyond that for the remainder of the year.
Right. So I don't do a lot of TA in detail, but obviously I've been into TA. I used to teach TA in Forex industry and so on. So I like to look at ranges. I like to keep things simple. Right now, we're in a range between, last time I checked anyway, 41.5K to 46K. We're waiting to see if we're going to break that 46K to keep on going up, right? Give another chance to 52. When we were in a technical bear market for quite a while. And I also said if we get above the 41K level within a week or two, then it could be voided. So it depends on your outlook of it. What am I seeing here? Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to break and close over 46K. And in the short term, I really think we are. Now, I think we are, but it's very hard. When you have a range, you want to see which way it's going to break for you to give your opinion on everything. So I'm leaning bullish. I think we are going to break. Now, whether we're going to retest 40 or 41K before we do that is a different story. But I do believe we're going to break 46K. Once we break 46K, we'll see if we break 52K. If we break 52K, we're looking at to retest all-time highs, right? And that's just keeping it simple. Generally, I still think we're going to see 100K end of 2022. It's possible. It's quite possible. I also think 30K or 24K is possible. It's just, you just have to wait and see which one happens.
Well, yeah,
right?
I mean, obviously, anything is really possible when you really want to get down to it and think about it. But do you think that we're in a like mini bear market?
We were in a technical bear market. We were definitely in a technical bear market. We broke our market structure. We weren't breaking the highs. We were the prior swing low.
But we had that. We also experienced that in between 64 and 69K as well.
Right.
You know, we experienced a bear market kind of. So are we going to have a repeat of that where we're having these shortened continuous cycles? Are we in a super cycle? Are we having lengthening cycles? Like, what is your personal opinion when it comes to that question that everybody seems to be really confused and not really have an answer for, because we're not sure. We're in unknown territory, really.
Well, right now we're in that range where we don't know. We might just trade sideways for a while to see what happens. That's why I want to see if we break the 46K and we close above it, or if we break down back under the 41. Let's put it this way: if we break above 46K, I'm looking for the 52K. I just am. Will it happen fast? Will it happen slow? It doesn't really matter, but that's what I'm looking at. If we break under the 40K psychological, however, I'm looking at a retest for 30K, and if we break that, I'm looking at 24K Bitcoin.
And you're saying that short term over the next few months, or are you saying that for the entirety of the year?
I'm not looking at the time frame as much because let's just short term for me. All right, so let's define short term, midterm, long term.
Well, I'm just saying over the next few months, because we have the CPI numbers came out today with the inflation rate, which I think is like 7.5% is what they say, even though it seems like it's closer to 20, if not over 20%.
Right.
We have the, is it FOMC or FMOC? I can't remember. It's one of those acronyms from the Federal Reserve doing their meeting, but the week before that is the next CPI for the CPI data for January, because the CPI data we have is from December. This will be the January data a week before the Federal Reserve have their meeting, which is talking about rate hikes.
Right.
I like the term taper tantrum.
Right.
Taper tantrum. So like that's the reason why I asked short term, because over the next few months, 2 to 3 months, we have that occurring. We also have over the next 20 days or really 18 days, we're supposed to have the executive order from the White House in regards to cryptocurrencies. And then, so that's kind of what I mean by short term. Like, do you see us going potentially that low during that time period? Or do you think, again, if you're not big on time periods, if you're thinking that we could go that low, are you still thinking that we would hit 100K this year, hitting that low? Hey, bud. That's funny. We're actually almost done. I only have a few more questions.
Anna, all right, sorry about that, dude.
You are good, man.
Sorry to all the viewers, by the way, but my pit bull now is hiding under the desk.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's my fault for trying to get the dog on camera, so I blame it on Rice. It's all good.
Right. So, let me see if I can get his mother. Go.
So I guess my main thing would be, if you think we're going to go that low this year, do you all, if we were to go as low as you're saying, do you still see us hitting 100K this year?
Look, all the stuff you mentioned to me earlier on about this is coming out, right? Okay, all that is news. I'll say this, okay? Everyone's trying to follow the news. What people need to understand is news for the classes and news for the masses. What we're seeing is news for the masses. We'll never know the news for the classes because that's behind closed doors, right? So technical analysis, there's a saying that says this: show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. Right? Let me say that again. Show me the charts and I'll tell you the news.
So but that hasn't been so reflective in crypto over the past few months, because we've had so much good bullish news that has not had any effect. Whereas in 2017, it seemed like anything was like getting the market off.
So what's technical analysis say? When you have certain patterns, when you can't break up above a certain level, you can't break out even with bullish news. What does that tell you? Something's going on that we don't know about that's pretty bearish, and that's what happened. Now, if the charts start going bullish, guess what? There's things we don't know about that's going to be bullish. So show me the charts and I'll tell you the news. The only thing we can't predict is black swan events. It's a whole different story. Now, when again, I'm not
or even white swan events, because they called the pandemic. They called the pandemic in March of 2020 a white swan event, and I was like, hold up.
I would still call that a black swan event that just turned bullish after.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it
because of all the injections of the Federal Reserve and central banks, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, but like that was still a black swan event. Whether it turns to be bullish or not, it's still a black swan event, dude. Like a white swan. So why is something called a black swan event? Right? This is something because people call them white swans. I don't understand the logic.
Well, I would assume though it's because you don't see as many black swans as you see white swans, so it's a rarer event seeing a black swan. But because white swans are common.
Right, exactly. So
And well, then we got bears and bulls when we talk about markets. And then lately I've been hearing people use some terms that I have not heard used so much, and that is dovish and hawkish.
right, so bearish and bullish is the bulls. They have the horns and they basically fight up, and the bears they have the hands and they push down.
Right.
So one's pushing up the market, the other one's pushing down the market. Yes.
Same thing. So is it the same concept with dovish and hawkish? It's just different
Dovish and
terms.
hawkish is dovish and hawkish is more of a economical thing with the Federal Reserve, which I have to admit I'm not in America. I don't follow as much, and it was like I heard it and I can understand it, but at the same time I never used it. So
It's like all this animal lingo. It's like what are we doing here? Like
right.
That's when I heard the dovish hawk thing, and it just and then you obviously you got your wolves. So it's like we have and we've got whales and minnows.
Right. There's everything is there, right? Everything is there. I'll give you another saying that's pretty cool with technical analysis. People might reduce, might give some value. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered.
And pigs
Greedy,
are greedy piggies.
Yeah, so when you get overly bullish and you're really greedy, extreme, really on the way down, whichever way, they get slaughtered. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. Don't be a pig, and you can make money whether you're bearish or bullish.
Don't be a pig. You heard it here. I love it. Okay, so you live in Greece.
Yes.
And Greece has had a lot of economic turmoil over the years.
Yes.
Without getting into like a crazy amount of detail on this, I know you like cryptocurrencies. How do you feel about precious metals, gold and silver, and things that people call safe haven assets, things that have proven themselves as being a hedge and maintaining your purchasing power, your dollar amount, your wealth value, whereas you don't have inflation taking away from you as this hidden tax?
So I like gold. I like gold coins. I collect gold coins. Well, I don't collect. I try to acquire gold coins.
Accumulate.
Stack
in the golds.
Right. And we stack golds, stacking golds. And we do that so that we can, it's a way to not preserve wealth, but to save wealth. Right? So it's a way to put money on the side.
Well, what's the difference between preserving and saving, though?
I would say it's the same thing.
Okay, I know there may be a language barrier with that. I just want to make sure I was getting make sure I had clarity on that.
I just wanted to make sure. I just threw both of them there just in case I said something stupid, so that people can understand what I'm saying. Right there.
No, yeah, I think they're interchangeable here, so I think we're good.
Okay, so if I want to save money, I would put it in gold. Now, why would I put it in gold? Because for the normal reasons that you know. Now, that said, I would save gold coins, not bars of gold or anything like that. So what now? Gold is also a good thing to have in case something goes wrong, in case you want to cash out later on, and so on. Gold coins is the easiest thing to cash out from. They're known; they're very easy to cash out from. Take it to a shop, get your money, and so on. It's also good, by the way, if people ever ask you where you got your gold from, if it's gold coins, they don't have a number on it. You can say that you got it from your grandparents and so on. That's why people like gold coins.
Well, do you put silver in the same category as what you're saying? Or
so
do you think
silver is more of a doomer gloomer sort of thing where they want gold. If something goes wrong and everything's like destroyed around them, they're going to have gold. But hey, how are you going to transact in gold? It's too expensive. You have silver and you need silver. Have you ever seen how much $100,000 is in silver? How are you going to carry that out in case of a war? Because most people, these are the people that buy the actual physical, right?
But you don't.
Also, with gold, you can.
You guys don't dig up holes in Greece. You don't dig up holes in your backyard or in the woods and cover your stuff up, because that's
very long time ago.
Like coffee cans and
trees. They used to do it in trees. They used to hide gold coins in trees.
Yeah.
When we were like with the Turks.
But I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. But that's in a sense, that's why, because you don't find a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space that seem to understand the importance of diversifying and
Yeah.
having gold and silver as well. Some people are like, no, this is gold 2.0, and why would I need the real thing? So
Because we do, because we don't know what's going to happen. Just like, just to add something, in case of a war, the people that are trying to get all this silver and gold to like survive with it, they should stop wasting their time and get something much cheaper that will be able to be used in case of a war or in case of these crazy times, much more than gold and silver.
Like bartering items, or are you talking about like cheaper precious metals like copper?
If you have a war, if there's a disaster, the first thing that's going to suffer is pharmacy. You won't be able to go to a pharmacy and get your medicine. People are going to be fighting and killing over antibiotics. People are not going to let their son die of a fever. People are going to be buying paracetamol and Sudafed like crazy from you. You could probably exchange that for anything you want to, and it will also keep you safe. So if you are building a bunker and you're filling it up with gold, silver, and guns, don't forget the pharmaceuticals, because I don't see many people thinking about this.
We talk about it here in the United States. So that's what I say. Barter abilities is what I would put that in term of. And that would be like a currency. So things like first aid, medicine, alcohol,
because you can feel the wounds as well. It
has multiple uses, and people are gonna, whenever you're dealing with, so bullets, toilet paper we found to be a good bartering item.
It's extremely important.
So there are things that people who can't afford to even invest in things like cryptocurrency and precious metals, things that you can do. And community building. I think that's really important. Learning how to farm and grow your own produce.
Here's something else that people don't think about in recessions and crises: is cash. And I know that's going to be everyone's like, what are you talking about? It's not going to be worth anything like that. Yeah, but cash.
But if you were in Venezuela, having cash doesn't really help you in that aspect. So it depends on
the right time.
Unless you need fire fodder.
So in a recession and stuff, you can, because we're not talking about extreme cases, right? Because most of the time it doesn't always go to extreme case, but you can buy Rolexes very cheap. You can make a fortune in a crisis. I had cash in a crisis. You can do so much stuff and buy so much stuff, right? Okay. Even if it's worth less, and it's still before the very end, you can buy shit with it.
So when Greece was experiencing a lot of its turmoil, you were in a position where you were capitalizing off of that.
I wasn't capitalizing off it. I was in a very good position. It didn't affect me.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that, my friend. Glad to hear that. Yeah. Well, okay, so I want to kind of, the last few moments of the interview, I want to kind of turn it around to some things that we were talking about at the beginning, like some commonalities with us both being musicians. You told me in the past that you've done bodyguard work, which I would include security. You said you've owned nightclubs. I told you I used to nightclub, just one.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to DJ, as I was telling you, in gentlemen's clubs. You've done music production, video production, and as an artist, you've done some hip hop music.
Yes.
You want to talk a little bit about?
You did some homework, huh? Okay.
Well, I did a little bit of homework, and then I had to also get you to help fill in the blanks for me as well, which that's still kind of technically homework.
Yeah. So I did. So. Man, where do I start here? So
MC
there you
Paul
go.
D, yo, because if you go onto your and it threw me off, because if you go into your personal Twitter account, it's MC Paul D, and when I see MC and Paul or something like that, it instantly reminds me of the Beastie Boys. I don't know why, but this reminded me of the Beastie Boys. But I wasn't thinking of you. When I first met you, during the conversations I did with you with Bitboy and such, did not picture this guy. I did not think that you had any sort of I'm not saying you don't look like you have musical abilities. I just didn't think of you with just looking at you. I just did not assume that you had done music.
So I started emceeing in my nightclub. A funny story. I used to bring MCs and artists and everything, and sometimes they wouldn't show up, and I got pissed off. I grabbed the microphone, and I started hyping people, and that's kind of how I started MCing. And I guess I had a deep voice, and I was a very good. I loved acting and stuff like that. So, and I kind of just kept going, and I started rapping a little bit and freestyling, and then just that kept on going with my nightclub. Before I knew it, I was pretty good, and I was doing shows in other nightclubs. And yeah, we just that's how I became an MC. And then I did some tracks with different artists I used to bring. I did one with Main Flow, which was with Mood. I did shows with DJ Lord, which is a very good friend of mine now from Public Enemy. Met them as well. I had Orishas, for the DJ from Orishas in my club. I did different tracks, man, and I became known as an MC.
Who did you say from Public Enemy?
DJ Lord.
DJ Lord.
After
Yeah, I was gonna
Terminator,
say I remember Terminator Exit.
Right.
Terminator X, he did pass away, right?
That was way back though.
Yeah, okay.
And then, so after that, he was replaced by DJ Lord officially.
Well, I have to talk to you, man, because I definitely would like to get Chuck D on a track, man. So that would be really cool, because I told you about wanting to do some revolutionary music, and I told you how I feel in retrospect Rage Against the Machine was socialist propaganda. But there is and I didn't tell you this, and you may not know this, but this is a cool, and I'm like, I know a lot about music and a lot of the musicians and things that they've done. And I just lost track of what I was going to say about an artist. Who was I talking about?
Chuck D.
Chuck D. So Chuck D and Be Real from Cypress Hill.
Right. They do tours together now.
They were fronting Rage Against the Machine. So Rage, they have toured with Zach De La Rocha, the original vocalist, but he hasn't recorded any new music with them. But Rage has released albums under the band name Prophets of Rage.
Interesting.
Which is like an extension of Rage.
And
instead of having Zach, they had Be Real from Cypress Hill and Chuck D from Public Enemy fronting Prophets of Rage with the three musicians from Rage Against the Machine. So they would do some Rage covers and some original, but it was kind of what you were talking about with like some of the collaborations between hip hop and metal artists.
Right.
Where you had like Linkin Park and Jay-Z.
Linkin Park was Busta Rhymes, wasn't it?
Jay-Z was the one they did the four songs and EP with. I don't know if they did anything specifically with Busta Rhymes, but there was like even Korn and Dim Franchise Boys. There were a couple different type of situations where obviously Anthrax and Public Enemy.
Right.
Going back a little bit before that with Beastie Boys and Run, or not Beastie Boys, with Run DMC and Aerosmith. So pretty cool, man. So I'll send you some links for Prophets of Rage, but and I'll also include links down below if people want to check out your music. The mcpauld.com, which has bio, has music, has videos, and I will say
my underground stuff was better, man.
And I'd like to check it out, but I mean, because I just got introduced really to be able to hear the stuff. It sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a lot of club music with the hip hop aspects.
Yeah.
The video work is really good. I was telling you, the video for this Revolution song looks really professional. And this lady is
Annette Tartani. She's with
gorgeous. I think you have to introduce me to her.
She was with Britney Spears. She's in America, man. So she was
single?
I don't know anymore. She was the backup vocalist, but also wrote a song. I can't remember which one is a hit track for Britney Spears.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's very cool.
She's really
very
cool. Yeah. Cool. Well, now, I think now she's into bodybuilding and stuff like that. But yeah, very talented, very good, great voice.
Awesome.
She was like in Eurovision and stuff like that.
Well, I will, like I said, I will have links for this. I'll have links for Bitbulls, and we're going to definitely have to do a follow-up and bring Alex on and do a in-depth talk about what Bitbulls.
Oh, we got so much things coming with Bitbulls, dude. Like I'm super excited because like we just keep building and building and building with that, man.
Sweet.
I think it's the most exciting thing right now for me.
And I'm glad. I mean, it's cool that you haven't released anything yet, because there's so many projects that are releasing things that are more speculation and talking about building it, whereas you're wanting to have something built and finished, or at least something that people can utilize before kind of going full steam ahead, and I appreciate that. So, because there's,
You,
like I said, there's
you,
too much speculation out there, too many
well,
projects that I wouldn't say are rug pulls, but just ways for people to earn capital very quickly and not necessarily follow up with everything that they're promising
exactly.
people they're going to do.
So, Chris, you can't build a reputation on what you are going to do. Right? You can only build a reputation on what you have done and what you're working on.
Right,
You
your
cannot build it
actions.
on what you're going to do. So,
And we'll also have a link for your YouTube channel for anybody watching who that's not already subscribed to your channel. I would definitely encourage them to subscribe and to check out the conversation that me and you did on the Crypto Factor YouTube channel, which also has separately linked down below.
nice, awesome.
So
Yeah, that was a good conversation we had too.
Yeah, man, I've enjoyed this conversation too, man. So I gotta have to get you on for future episodes, and then if we can work it out with the time difference, I do. If you're up late one night on a Friday and not partying, 7 o'clock my time,
Stop partying.
7 o'clock my time, which I think you're 6 hours ahead, 6 or 7, I can't remember. So is it almost 11 o'clock now for you?
Now it's 11:30, but I'll stay up for you, man.
11:30. Okay, so
I'll stay up for you, man.
so you are 7 hours ahead. Because what I was going to say, Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, I do a live stream going over the last week in crypto news with Crypto Rewind, and that would be like between 2 and 3 o'clock your time.
That's fine. We can make it happen. But my dog will be sleeping. He won't be.
We'll talk about something so that way you can take some naps or something during the day if you need to.
I'll take a nap or two. We will be okay. I am getting older, man. I can't stay awake as much as I used to. I used to not sleep, dude.
Well, okay. And last thing
I'm sure you and your music business too, your tours and everything. I was doing tours around Europe, around the Balkans, especially.
I didn't tour like that. I wish I toured, but I didn't tour like that.
Oh man, unbelievable. I can't stories I can't talk about on camera, dude.
Oh, I've got a lot of those. Imagine 19 years of gentleman club DJing.
It's true. Yeah. So you had a little fun too, man. So
it's been an interesting life. But the other thing too that I don't even think about this with you because you shared it last time and you talked about having cancer in 2016
and now.
And that's the other thing I was going to say. I don't think you mentioned is like you have it came back and you currently are dealing with that. So, I commend you for all your work and all your hard work and stuff like that. I know that we were talking about being our own boss, and it gives us that opportunity to be able to take care of ourselves as much as we have to. So I know you're putting a lot of focus in on getting 100% healthy, but I commend you for it, man. And I appreciate everything that you're doing as a content creator and as an author.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
Oh, that's the last thing that I meant to do was to also, when you're going over to cryptofactor.net, click on the books link. You can see all the various books that Paul has written. And if you're interested in purchasing a book or any merchandise, you can do so on the shop tab. And the
shop is just for merch. The books tab is the books.
Okay, so you can click
separated. Yeah, the books you have to click on the book. If you click on the cover.
Okay, I tried doing that earlier, and for some reason maybe I didn't click on it right, and it didn't go. That's why I was asking you about the Amazon thing. Okay, so you get in order to buy the books, you have to be on the book tab.
Yeah.
Then the shop is just your merch. Okay, cool. I got it. So again, make sure you guys are subscribed. I will have links down below for everything that we talked about on today's show, including that interview that I did on Paul's channel. So make sure you're checking that out. If this just happens to be your first time ever watching any of my videos and you've gotten through over an hour and you're still here, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you smash that like button. And I will leave you with this. Be blessed. Be the change. Practice change.